A long time ago I was looking for a database and I somehow ended up talking to Nolan Lawson who said maybe you should use PouchDB. And he was working at the time on Ember Pouch, or he already left the project a little bit alone, but he set it up to work and he helped me. I was not able to get it working and he helped me fix things. So then I decided, yeah, well, this is really nice for offline first working, and offline first is a term maybe some of you know, who's I just heard invented by Jan, who's the lead developer of the CouchDB team, and who I like to mention you traveled 6 hours from Berlin to here to attend. Well, Pouch is the JavaScript implementation of the Couch API protocol. It's not the same as the server, but a CouchDB server has a protocol to sync data, and it can sync with Pouch. So when you're in your browser, you can run PouchDB, and it can sync to CouchDB, and if your connection to the internet is broken, it will keep on working. So you can do mutations, add things, and if you get Wi-Fi again, it will sync up everything, and it will handle conflicts. It will all work. So Pouch and Couch are a document-based store, and we don't want that. We want sometimes relational things for our companies. And Ember Data is relational database from Ember, who by Nolan Lawson's thinking could do relational. So Ember Pouch enables relational databases for Ember that will work offline first. There's something that is called eventually consistency in this setup that will enable the data to be, that has many relations to be working eventually. So if I change something on my computer and somebody else changes on his computer and they are both offline and they connect, still the relationships are managed by Ember Pouch and Ember Data with promises and everything. So it will all in the end be consistent. So even the relational database will be eventually consistent, even if you were offline. So because we as a company, we run a lot of small companies who like to have their Excel sheets changed into something web-based. We decided that perhaps we can deploy to CouchDB because the data is data and document stores are document stores, so why not put your Ember application in the database? And that really worked. So I can show you an example. You probably have seen it before. I talked about it once. This is a CouchDB. This complete website is hosted in the CouchDB database, and the data is also hosted in the same database. So this on this URL, all the it's both. I don't know. It's really a strange concept maybe, but there's no difference between data and the assets from an Ember application in the index HTML. The hardest thing to do was if you go to something like, oh, I have to shoot on this screen. When you go to a route in Ember, it must be resolved by the backend. So CouchDB needs to be able to always get the same index HTML presented here. So I don't know if I'm making sense for people who don't know Ember, but that's not what I like to show you. This is the source for this page, but this is the source for all pages because it's a single page application. It's the source for all the routes wherever you go. It's always this index.html. So and that's now handled by CouchDB. And I like to show how that is done on an Octaine app. If you have questions about what I'm trying to say, please let me know. This is the new. This is an Octaine app that you can get if you're to Octaine. There is something called an Octaine app blueprint, and if you set up this command from your command prompt, it will generate an Octaine app, and it's really not stable. It's it's the future, and Octaine is a name for a set of features. So the Ember community decided, yeah, we can have version numbers every time, but we need to specify and market features. So the Octaine features are, I think, a lot of features, but the main features are that the directory structure is different. As you see, everything is now in a SRC folder, and there are the application route is here. So it is completely different from before, and everything is the templates and the controllers and the routes are all in the same folder. So the complete structure of the Ember application is changed in an Octaine app, and it will be a lot of pain to go there. But yeah, it will. We've got something ahead. But I think it's really nice that the main things that will change in an Octaine is there in Ember that you've got something like computer properties. They will be gone. There will be one decorator in JavaScript that's called tracked, and so the computer properties will be moved to something called tracked, and that we have to all learn because we are all used to the computer properties. Ember applications from long ago always have getters and setters and all kinds of things nobody knows and has to learn. They will be gone. If you're on a new, yeah, it will be like normal JavaScript from now on. Um, yeah, it will, the getters, you can now, if you're on 3.4, I think you can remove your Ember gets. And there's a code mod for it. I really like the new code mods for Ember, because Ember is always the opinionated framework. They can easily change your complete code and remove all the gets from your code, and it still works. I've seen it with quite big code bases, and it just works. So the code mods, it's the future for the programmers. We just run code mods, and our work is done for us.
Does it also work for Ember data?
Yes, there are some code mods for Ember data, and
That used to be a problem, right? The track properties, the properties.
Yeah, there are some, because they're proxies. The proxies still need them.
Yeah, okay.
So Ember data still uses some gets.
Sorry, yes. Sorry. Sorry.
yeah, the proxies are a little bit strange, but I was actually not very amused about the proxies, but they are really, I think, making it more stable. So
They're here to stay.
I think so. But at first I was a little bit against myself.
Do not hear me.
Well, I now started this app just to let you see how fabulous this app is. So this is the app this is an Octaine app in the new structure. And if you want to publish this on the internet, and you have CouchDB, you can add 3 add-ons to your system if you click the right. There is a basic Ember CLI deploy we talked about in the last meetup. You guys talked about it. It's the base for deploying your Ember application. Then you've got Ember CLI build. That's the basic build tool that will build your application. In the normal build, the pipeline, they put the disk folder where they put the code. They put it in it's hard coded, so you can change it. But if you want to do the trick for CouchDB, you have to put it one directory deeper. And it's really simple change. It's a 1 line of code change to Ember CLI build, but the guys don't want it. So I had to create a new module, Ember CLI deploy build plus, to make that small change. So if you don't want to do any work, you use this. And on this module, I also in the documentation documented how you could do it with Ember CLI build, but then you have to be a CouchDB expert, because then you have to know about the strange directories with underscores and everything again. So this hides, the plus hides all that from work from you. So it's general the same as Ember CLI built with one small change. And then the talk is actually about this deploying this app or any Ember app. We did a workshop today, and the feedback fruits was deployed to CouchDB. So I heard they still don't consider changing it.
Yeah, but it worked.
So I like to show how the deployment works. So if you put these 3 lines of code in your Ember app, it's becoming really hard to deploy. This is all. So now it's starting to, it's first start to build your application, and then it tries to deploy it to CouchDB. So that was it. Now it's deployed, and it's deployed to the strange directories from CouchDB. So it's _design. This is the database. This is some CouchDB specific things. This is the name of the app. This is the rewrite rule that enables the routing. So you need the special rewrite rule to do all the Ember routing correctly, and it's all done by the deployed CouchDB. So if you
Can I ask a question?
yeah.
Sorry. So you say you deploy to production, and that's couchcluster.com. That's like a live provider for CouchDB hosting or something. Or,
We'll get to that.
Yeah, vhost. I will address it via short around it. Vhost is something we need to make. If you looked at the Blogger example, it did not have the strange part. It had normal URLs. So CouchDB offers a vhost, like in the old Apache server, that could map everything to normal paths. And this vhost we used everywhere because our customers didn't want this URL; they wanted this. And then there was CloudEnd was a provider for CouchDB, where you could onboard for free, and if you started to use it, then you had to pay.
Yeah.
It was a very nice concept, and it was great for onboarding in the CouchDB community. And then IBM was.
I know that we use CloudEnd a lot. So.
Yeah, so but they removed vhost. So I had in a very short notice, I had to do something with all our customers, we ended up hosting our own CouchDB, and so we've got a lot of customers. We provide our own CouchDB on VPS for, and because we are doing it for 2 years or 3, I think 2. I don't know time. But it's really a great success for our customers, but we have only got a small customer set. I was thinking I must expand that to the world because more people need vhost, more maybe. But then I thought about, I was at the Hamburg CouchDB Meetup, and we talked about onboarding, and that it was shit in the CouchDB community, and I decided to invest money and provide a system where people can try and, like in the old cloud, and try everything, and so I launched yesterday. We launched
It works really good.
the CloudStation. Yeah. We try to keep it simple, so it's really basic CouchDB without anything, and we think we can therefore maintain it in the long run, because there were other systems in the world, but they all put their own special stuff in the system, and we decided to not do that, and just provide CouchDB with vhost and with SSH, SSL certificates from Let's Encrypt. So if you want to run your system like the Blogger example on this system for free, you can. And it's the system is provided by fair use. So if somebody is misusing it, we have not spelled out what fair use is. We will
enforce fair use.
yeah.
Can you pay for it if you want? Can I pay for it if I want to?
Yeah, you can, but then you get your own VPS and you can do everything.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that's, we've provided that, and I will show it in a minute. But first, I like to show this. Oh no, my password is.
Gotta go.
This is basic deploy information, but it's in your project. You by default the .env is git ignored. So if you specify some file like this, it will not be in your project, and you can deploy your or publish your application on GitHub, and nobody can misuse it, because you have to have this file in your system to be able to deploy, and it's where the Octaine app is deployed. As you see here, it suggests where if you don't use a video host, use the strange URL, and also the base URL that's now called, it's not called base URL anymore.
Root URL.
It's root URL. I have to change something. You have to specify that to make Ember work. So if I go to this URL, it works.
Quick question. Does it mean that your entire app or your HTML and your JavaScript, whatever, is stored in the design document?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's just a document in the database.
So, and then as an attachment or as a...
As attachment.
Okay.
So it's basically the idea of couch apps in the early days, I would say.
It's the idea of couch app without that. Couch apps is a concept for where you also run JavaScript on the server side, and this does not run. This is just out. But it's the same. Yeah, the rewrite rule is the main trick you have to do right to make Ember apps work.
The core thing to understand is that CouchDB uses HTTP for everything, and you can store anything from JSON to binary stuff in CouchDB, and all of this has a URL, so you can point a browser at it, and if the paths all match up, then you get a web app, and you don't need a web server, you don't need a backend, don't need anything else.
That would be the same as hosting it on S3,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah. Except
Same way.
Except then you have a CouchDB API in the back, so
Right.
you can hook it like with Ember data or just with Ajax or
Yeah.
like XHR,
Yeah.
talk back to CouchDB and have a fully fledged database with querying and insertion
Yeah.
of CRUD and whatnot.
Yeah, so that's what our thought was. Why do we need an extra S3 for customers who only want their Excel sheet converted into an application? And it's not that anymore from our company. There's still a lot of Excel sheets converted to Ember applications. But we've also got a customer with 60 people working, and the complete company is working on one CloudStation and one Ember application, and it's really quite big. And I sometimes think, ooh, is this? But it's stable. It's now stable for a year, and so it's very it's really great if the server goes down, everybody can still work, because Ember also has the possibility to use server workers to cache everything as an app. And Niels will probably say something about it in the next talk. But so if the server goes down, the whole company can still work. And we even had one company who really screwed up things. And there was one user who had all the data in his browser. And we just put an empty database in the database, and it replicated from that user back to the server, and everything was was back again. Yeah, it was really so. It's hard to get down. It never goes down. No, I'm not saying that. We launched it yesterday, and it's still not. 100%.
Let's keep it that way.
So this is the for your paying question. This is free, and it is not. You will not pay like EBM if you go over some kind of threshold. You will pay $50. If you go over a threshold, I will mail you and ask if you if you like to pay. Yeah. So you can set up your account. I will not do that. I will log in with the account you just saw on the screen.
Is this application itself hosted on a CouchDB?
This is deployed in a CouchDB, so this is an Ember application deployed in a CouchDB, and it even does not run any code. It's all OpenWhisk is a system from Apache also that that runs everything. So we decided against running JavaScript on servers or nodes. So we decided to embrace OpenWhisk as well. So OpenWhisk runs everything. From everything that's not database related is run by OpenWhisk.
And if you log into the system, do you authenticate to CouchDB or how?
You authenticate to CouchDB.
Okay.
And the only thing we added is that you need to the OpenWhisk system, you need to tell your email address, so we know you're a verified user. And we did not have time to specify, but if you're a verified user, you get a role user. So you can use it from CouchDB point of view. I will show the Octaine app we just deployed.
Martin, did it just say vhosts are available soon?
Yeah, vhost from the management. Perhaps we should specify that. It's available now, but we have to do it by hand for now.
Okay.
Because we couldn't manage it before this deadline to do the last part. So. It is available now, but not by the OpenWhisk script. The OpenWhisk scripts need to learn vhost. So for the design doc, it's only this document that's now in the database. So it's only a database with one document, and it contains this special rewrite. And it has to be in the right order to come to be to work and get the index as last item. And these are the attachments. So the attachments from Ember are stored in the database.
One question to the. I think it's an MD5 hash or something in the assets Octaine app .css. So is that made automatically? From
that's from
okay.
Ember.
So that's the same thing for the cache, I think.
Yes.
Isn't it? Okay.
It's some, if you build a production build, it will add it's not Ember, it's not because it's CouchDB related.
And I just wanted to ask where that comes from.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's changed every time you upgrade.
Rebuild.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, cool. It's just basically the same like you have in Rails with the S pipeline. If people still use that.
Okay. So, I don't know, I think it's, I hope this is what I'd like to tell you and to make clear.
Awesome.
Do you have questions?
For me, CouchDB is not, well, I don't know a lot about that. You're talking about attachments, like term attachments, I'm not quite clear what that means.
The binaries?
I can help.
I can.
The primary storage mechanism in Couch is what we call a JSON document, which is a JSON object that has stuff in it. But sometimes you want to store things that don't fit into JSON, like an image or a long CSS file or PDF file. And in that case, CouchDB allows you to attach binary data to a document, like email has attachments. You have a plain text document or a multi-part document that then has references to other things where binary stuff can be stored efficiently. And then that's how you get images and stuff into Couch. And there's always a little bit of contention between the ease of putting everything in a database, which is when you start out is what you always want to do, put everything in the database because it takes care of everything. At a certain point, you'll get to the point when you look at performance issues. Maybe you see that storing binary data in a database is maybe not the best idea. And that's true for most databases, and at a certain point, it is also true for CouchDB. But that breaking point in CouchDB is a lot further away than other databases, just for the fact that we're using HTTP already, which has a lot of mechanisms around handling binary data already. So there's the limit is higher, but so when you, and we all know NPM. NPM started out as basically an app that lives inside CouchDB. They stored all the NPM tarballs inside CouchDB, and there was a time when NPM became unstable. That's when they hit that breaking point. But that was also the time when they got a lot of funding, and now they're a very big company. So if you ever want to get to that point, you can stick with this. You can be that successful if you want. And at that point, you have the money to fix everything else. Store that.
So Martin will be funded soon, that's basically what you're saying.
Or if you get the vHost.
Yeah. So a big round of applause for Martin.
Yeah.